This is the worst trade in Chicago Cubs history, period. So we've all seen the video of Cam Smith getting called up to the big leagues by his mother and his father and his family, and it's an awesome video. It's great video. Cam breaks down right when he sees his mom. Who's not going to break down there? So it's an awesome video. You guys need to check it out if you haven't seen it. Cam Smith, Astros prospect, called up. Shout out to the Astros manager. Name the Astros manager. I dare you. Shout out to the manager, did a great job setting it up, and the video was great. You got to watch it. You got to check it out. Last year, the Cubs' first-round pick, Cam Smith. A year ago, he was drafted by the Chicago Cubs, 14th overall out of Florida State University, infielder, outfielder. Cubs drafted him, paid him $5 million and some change, and he tore it up his first professional season with like single A Cubs. So Cam Smith hits home runs in 6 straight games for single A Cubs, the Myrtle Beach Pelicans. Cubs call him up, keep smashing in Double A. So this offseason, the Cubs traded Cam Smith to the Houston Astros, a team that's really good, always really good. The Cubs are not ever good. The Cubs got the best player on their team this year, Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker is an absolute beast. We're not saying anything is wrong with Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker is an absolute beast. He's a top 5 player in the National League, maybe the best player that's not on the Dodgers in the National League. He's that good. He's awesome. So the Cubs traded Hayden Wesneski, Cam Smith, and Isaac Paredes for Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker got a 3-for-1. He's a beast. He's a monster. He's a legend. The problem is not that Cam Smith is going to go to the Hall of Fame, because we don't know that, but it's clear that Cam Smith's pretty damn good. This is the worst trade ever because they gave up Cam Smith, a very talented kid, one of the few Cubs prospects with legit power. I can name them all on one hand. It's Kyle Schwarber, Chris Bryant, and Cam Smith. Those are the only 3 Cub farmhands that have ever had power. And we traded him for Kyle Tucker, who is the best player on our team, but he's only going to be here for 1 season. The worst trade in Chicago Cubs history, period. Kyle Tucker is a monster and a beast, and he's the best player on the team. He might be the best player in the National League who's not on the Dodgers, but he's only going to be here 1 year. He's going to get $400 million from the Yankees. The Yankees are going to pay him. The Mets are going to pay him. The Dodgers are going to pay him. Someone's going to pay him $400 million, and the Cubs have never signed anyone for $200 million. So the 2 biggest contracts in Chicago Cubs history, both terrible, by the way. Dansby Swanson, don't get me started. We talked about him in another video. And Jason Hayward, 2 disastrous contracts. Didn't even get to $200 million. And now Kyle Tucker, and now they traded their best power hitting prospect since Bryant and Schwarber, maybe even Javi Baez, for 1 year of Kyle Tucker. So the Cubs better win the World Frickin' Series, which I don't know if they're going to do, by the way, because Kyle Tucker's going to walk after this year, and Cam Smith's going to be. Let's hope not. We hope the best for Cam Smith, but hopefully he's not going to the Hall of Fame. Hopefully he's not going to Canton, Springfield, Cooperstown, one of those. Otherwise, this is going to be the worst trade of all time, and I already think it is, just because Kyle Tucker's only going to be here 1 year. That makes no sense. Why would you do that trade for a guy that's going to be here 1 year? Maybe Ricketts and Jed have a deal where, hey, if you win the division, you go to the playoffs this year, we'll sign you. You're going to sign another contract. Jed Hoyer's going to get an extension if they go to the playoffs. Because if it's just go to the playoffs, you get an extension, that's the deal. Then I understand the deal. But trading your best power hitting prospect who's an absolute stud, along with 2 other serviceable Major League Baseball players. Thank you very much. I bet you Isak dominates for them, unlike he did for us. And I bet you Wesneski. I think he's their 5th starter in Houston. So trading 3 guys for 180 games at the most for a guy is crazy. But yes, Kyle Tucker is a beast. He's going to win the NL MVP. I'm just thought of that right now. How about that? Put that in your phone. Dial it up. $10. I'm sure he's like 10-1 or something like that. Win a quick $100. Kyle Tucker, MVP. He's a stud. Cam Smith's a stud. Worst trade in Cubs history because we're only getting 1 year out of Kyle Tucker. It makes no sense.